Hi everyone, and welcome back. Today I'll be explaining my WPF application program for assignment 2, which creates reservations for um, services at an automotive mechanic garage using Visual Studio. So let's share the screen and go explain the code one by one. So, um, I'll start with the user interface that I designed in the main window XML file. So at the very top here, um, I have the window title, which is car service shop. And after that, I have a customer information text block. It includes like four labels: first name, last name, phone, email, and like it's the user part that users can enter their details, their own details. And just below that, I have another text block called car information. And this part collects information about the customer's vehicle, like the make, model, year, color, service, and finally the cost. So the make, I used a combo box for it. So the user can select from a list of car brands. The model is sample text box. The year is another combo box that lists different years, and color is another sample text box. So for the services, I have three check boxes: engine oil change, transmission oil change, and air filter change. So each of these checkboxes adds its own service cost and also plus tax. So when the user selects one or more of these options, the total cost automatically appears in the cost text box beside the cost label. At the right, I have the car service summary data grid, like to show every details in a row and column shape, with the headings like ID number, first name, last name, phone number, and so on up to cost. And at the end, sorry, below the data grid, there is a message label with a text box which that display the validation messages here. And finally, we have four buttons like new to reset all the input fields and start a new entry. Add to add the enter information into the summary grid. Update is for like editing or modifying the existing data, and exit is obviously the closing the program. So this is my one main window. So now I will introduce the class I made for this program. So my class is service .cs. So at the top, I have several using statements after my name and date and description. So I have this using statements, and like it means that we are importing system libraries what we can use for this application, and the code is inside the assignment 2 core service namespace, and within it I defined a public class named service. So inside this service class, I first declared a private static integer count, which initialized to 0. And this keeps track of how many service objects are created. And it basically counts how many customers or reservations have been added. The next line defines a public static read-only property count. which returns the value to the private count variable. And this allows other parts of the program to access the count value, uh, but not modified directly. Then I have a public ID number property, which only has a getter, and this means it can only be assigned inside the class, especially in the constructor, and um, not changed from outside. So after that, I created several other properties like first name, last name, phone number, email, model, make, color, year, and for and a few Boolean properties like engine oil change, transmission oil change, air filter change. So these represents customer and car information as well as the selected service. I also have a cost property, which is a decimal a type to store the total service cost. Next, I have a default constructor. Like uh, this runs automatically whenever a new service object is created. Inside this constructor, I increment the count by 1 and assign that number to the ID number property here. This ensures that every service entry has a unique ID, like 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. And I also created a parameterized constructor, which accepts the customer and car details as like inside a parameter, and it uses a this parenthesis to call the default constructor, which means it automatically updates the count and ID number. Then it assigns all the parameter values to their respective properties. And finally, I have a method, public method, which is get service data. And this method combines all the property values of a service object, into a formatted string. And like it's a simple way to display or check all the details for the that service in like single line or one line. Um, Now let's open um, the main window XML CS file where like most of the logic's written here. Um, so here I use the same using statements and namespace. And inside the main window class, I created a list of services. Um, like um, this list like basically connects my main window with the service class. So every time a new record is added, it gets stored in this list. So next we have the constructor initialize component, and it's automatically generated by Visual Studio. So it just loads everything from the XAML file, like whenever we want to run the program. Now here it's the reset input method. So in my last assignment, I wrote all the reset code directly inside the button, but this time I supposed to make a separate function for it. For that, like I made a private void method, meaning it doesn't return anything. It just performs an action. Um, like it's just clear all the input fields and check the checkboxes, reset the combo boxes, and put the focus back to the first name text box. Uh, so this was the reset input method. I used another method um, called result message. Like it handles all the validation messages. Um, like this method is also private and returns a Boolean value. It returns true if everything is valid and false if something is wrong. It also has like an out string parameter called errors, which allows me like to send a message back to the caller depending on which field has the issue. So inside this method, I started by checking each input field one by one. First, like I checked if the first name and last name fields are empty. Um, if like they are, an error message is shown, and the focus goes back to the same field. Then I check like the phone number. Uh, like making sure it's not empty and that it has at least 7 digits. Um, and for the email, I also checked for validation for the empty field and also make sure it contains an at symbol and a period, just like a proper email format. Um, this covers the customer information part. And for the core information, uh, like I checked that the car make is selected from the combo box. Like the model field isn't left blank. For the ear, I use like um try try purse. Um, so since it's stored as a string in the um combo box, this converts it like into uh integer safely. So next that's the color validation part, and I checked if field is an empty, and uh, for the checkboxes, like I make sure that at least one of the service checkboxes is selected. If none of them are checked it are selected, it shows a message saying to select at least one service. So everything passes and like everything passes the validation, and the method returns true and the program continues. Next I have my cost calculation method. So this method adds up the prices based on what services are selected and then applies a 13% tax like HST. So the calculation works by multiplying the total price by the HST rate and then adding that tax amount to the original price. For example, like the engine oil change cost is 59.99, and then we are going to add tax like 13% tax onto that, and the price will get changed from that. As well as we are doing the same thing for transmission oil change and air filter change. So it's a simple and clear calculation, but it like keeps the logic organized and make it easy to adjust or add a new service. Now, let's look at the add button event. So when the for that, when the user clicks add, the program first calls the validation method. And if there is like an error, the message gets displayed and the result message text. So the message will be displayed inside the message result text box. Um, like if everything is valid, um, I call the cost calculation function and display the total cost and the cost field as well as like rounded the cost to two decimal places, and then um, like read all the user input from the text boxes and combo boxes. Like after that, I created a new service object, um, like added to my service list, and uh, like refresh the data grid so the new record shows up immediately. Um, so then uh, I have a button update click, like it's an event handler for that. So inside that, like this allows the user to update an existing record that's like selected in the data grid. So first, I check if something is actually selected, and if not, it shows a message like saying to select a record first. And if it's selected, um, I run the same validation again, update the records values, recalculate the total cost, and refresh the data grid. So let's show you the code. Uh, so I'm calling the same validation messages function here. Again, assigning the validation message to the text box message field. Sorry, the text and inside the text box. Then I like assign um, everything for the selection. Uh, this is the selection part, like the user can select first name, last name, phone number, any other stuff. Uh, Again, refreshing the data grid to update, and then um, after refreshing, it will show the service has been updated successfully message inside the text box message result. So next, I have the button exit event. We only have a close method to call, and then, we have assigned the close method here, and it will automatically close the window. And for the button new, um, like, I simply call the reset input method to clear everything. So this was all like for my code. And for the testing, mm, let's go one by one to show that my program is working correctly. Okay. Okay. So for the validation message, I want to check the first name here. Uh, First name. So before entering anything inside the first name text box, I want to click add to see if the message is appearing here or not. So yeah, it is appearing and it says that I cannot leave this field empty and I have to provide something inside it. So let's say Sarah and click add. So now it goes to the other validation message, which is the to not left the last name field empty. So let's say Williams. Uh, so click add. Now it says for the valid number, like I cannot left it empty. I have to provide a number here. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4. Click add. Still, it's giving me the same message because it is not um like it is not up to 7 characters. It is less than that. So the minimum is 7. I have to provide 7 characters for the minimum. So 5, 6, 7. That's it. Okay, add. Now I cannot leave the email text box empty. So I have to provide something. Let's say Sarah. Like, Sarah Williams. And click add. So still it's giving me the same um, validation like error message. Because I didn't used add symbol and a dot. So I have to provide that. So let's say at gmail.com. And now let's add. Okay, now it's time to select right car make. Okay, so I cannot go further without selecting any one item from this. So let's say Toyota. Add. So another error message, like it says to enter a model for the car, and the model is Corolla. Add. So I have to select a year from here. 2024. Add. So another message, I have to provide a color, say white. Add another one. So I have to select at least one of the checkboxes. So this one, this one. So whenever I press add, it should bring me the cost inside the cost text box for both of it. Um, with the calculation of the tax. So let's say add, yeah. Now it's rounded to two decimals. It's 203.38 and it's correctly calculated. And also it shows the um, data like service summary, car service summary here inside the data grade one by one with the ID number. So cost is also available here. Now we can add multiple rows like that whenever is the fields are going to be full, yeah, or fulfill, then we click add and it will add automatically like assigning numbers by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like this. So let's test the update button here. So for the update, uh, I have to select uh one like property, all right, like one header, anything like last name or first name, anything I want to uh like update it or make changes on that. So if I click update without changing anything, it will pop up a message like please select a service to update. I have to select the service and to like update it. So let's say I want to update row number 4 and I want to update the last name. So I'll change the last name to mm, let's say Jones. And then I click on the last name row 4 because I want to change it. And then I click update and it is successfully updated. It also pop-ups the message inside the message box and also it updated the last name field. I can update any other fields as like this with clicking update and modifying the field. So for the new, um, it's just clearing all the text boxes and combo boxes, and it will not clear the car service summary. So let's test it. Yeah, it works perfect. And now uh, the exit button. So the exit button is uh, like closing the program. And it successfully closed. So this was all about my assignment two, the explanation, the code, um, for the codes. So, like it was all. And thank you for watching.